What's good, superstars? Back with another live stream video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Rob in the building. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good, you?
Oh man. Whenever it's live, can never time it just right. But guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Pasternak first in the chat, first in the likes. Wouldn't expect anything different.
Mint number one first.
Mint number one. He is quick today. He's got the bell on for sure. Nice to see you there, Pasternak. Guys, if you are new here, and we know you're not, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we post a live stream. We're trying to do them once per week because we want to have that discussion with the fam. We're going to put the link in the chat, hashtag soon, and then whoever wants to come up and chat can come up, and we can shoot it around for a little bit. Also, VIP membership, $2.99 a month. Hit the join button. Underneath the video, we got Superstar Steve, we got Adro in the chat. Guys, nice to see you. SUP, end of every single month. That's coming up here soon, 9 days. If you're a VIP member, if you mint Cryptoys with our link in the description, let us know on the Discord. If you buy any merch, let us know on the Discord. If you don't win, we'll retain half of your stars for following month. Who wants to be a millionaire? 2 days, we will be releasing round 4 rules. It's going to be different. It's going to be different than anything you've seen from round 1 through 3. Make sure you're there noon Eastern. It's going to be a quickest to do something challenge. That's all I can tell you right now, but it's going to be different than what the other ones are. This is like the only way you can really do things unless we have people on the stream live, which might be in the works for a future round, but we're starting to say too much now, Rob, so I think I got to be quiet.
Yeah, we don't want to give away too much. Guys, it's not going to be easy to win a million OMI, okay? There is no other channel that's giving away a million OMI, right? So it's very special to be able to give away a million OMI. And if you have to be very special, if you're going to win that million OMI, there's like 10 of you left. When the news finally comes out of what you need to do, we're not answering any questions. Read it, get creative, do your best. Make sure you read everything because sometimes you're in such a rush, you might skip a line or forget to do something. Read it twice, read it 3 times, whatever you got to do. And get to your computer and post your submission as fast as you can. And we can't wait until one of you guys win it. It's going to get harder and harder. It's going to get much harder than this when we filter down to the next round. So Good luck to you all.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we're excited. I'm super stoked for what's to come after this. Like, we've been building this up, getting it all ready to put this out, but like we've been talking about the next steps a couple months ago. So, I mean, I'm excited to move on to that and to continue pushing forward because we're like, we started this channel. We were like, obviously big time into Veve. It was the first digital collecting platform that we were on. NFT platform and all that with licensed IP, and that was the beginning of it. And then once we saw the potential through, and the thing is, like as you do this every single day, and you have guests on, and it's always someone different with a different take, you start to realize from all your discussions of what's going to be important in the future. So, like if you guys didn't see Rob's video yesterday, all right, go check out that video because he makes amazing points, and like that's basically the future of what we're gonna be needing to see this space progress. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the video is right there. What makes Veve great now will not necessarily make them great tomorrow. I thought it was a great title. I thought it was a great video. And if you don't understand what he's saying there, then go watch it a couple times until it clicks, because we're going to need more than what we have here. And nobody has it right now. There's zero platform right now that has what it will take to be number one in the future. They're all missing something. Cryptoys is missing a marketplace. Veve is missing some utility with using your collectibles to do things. But they are starting to bring it on the digital. They're starting to bring in a couple things. And we have high hopes for Cryptoys' roadmap. But these things all have to be delivered on. And hopefully they all deliver on everything. And then we have multiple players in the space.
Yeah, I really do like that saying. I remember once I was asked in the Discord chat, what's my favorite saying? I should have made it this one. But it's something that really sits with me because it doesn't just apply to these companies. It actually applies to all of us, okay? Because sometimes you look back in hindsight and you realize that you've gained success somewhere in some aspect in your life by doing things a certain way. But what we fail to realize is that doing it the same thing the way that we used to do it to get us where we are today, it doesn't necessarily mean that going into the future, you can do the same thing and still have the same success. Sometimes you got to adapt. You gotta find new ways. You gotta change things up. And I think that with this space, the way that it's evolving, now that Apple's getting involved next year with the Vision Pro, a part of me feels that like it's very easy for, I think, Veve specifically, because they've been around the longest, to think that they can actually continue to just be the collectors at heart without utility. I really think that utility will drive the future. So it's okay to be collectors at heart with utility, which I know they have planned. Can they execute though? If they can, a lot of the roadmap does have utility involved in it. Gamification, the VeVeVerse was an example of one of them. If they can execute that, I think then yes, they can be well situated for the future. But as it is right now, with the pace that they've been doing it at, I have some concerns. That's why I put that video out just as a reminder to the superstar fan.
Yeah, it's a good video. Definitely check it out. Yesterday, I ended up jumping on with Hanano and D for about half an hour. I think they went for 3 hours with Chris Severs, fellow Canadian, great blog writer. It was nice to meet you, Chris, and sit down and chat with you for a bit. But if you haven't seen that, go check it out. D's got the link up. Hanano's got the link up. Great friends of the channel. And been friends for a long time now. I mean, we met them at DCon and their family, and just honestly great people. So definitely go show some support over there.
Yep, for sure, always. And yes,
sorry,
maybe she will be the one winning the 1 million.
She is 1 of 10.
Yep.
This is something cool. All right, so we've talked about Artifact before on the channel, not in great detail, but it is the first ever sneaker NFT drop with Nike. It was Artifact by the Dunks or whatever over there, and now it looks like they're going to be. So if you didn't know, you can get a NFT, and it's a sneaker, and then you can get a vial, and it activates your shoe into a certain type of shoe. Okay. And there's different vials. I know, Rob, you're not too familiar with it.
No, I'm not.
I was always
that vial's another NFT.
Yeah, and then you can equip it, and then it makes another NFT, and then you can have one that's equipped and one that's not equipped. It's pretty cool stuff. This one here, obviously, Superstar Money colors the eyes. It just gets drawn to it. I think it looks pretty cool. But now they're experimenting. Nike's starting to experiment with fidgetals as well. They're starting to put out shoes that represent the NFTs. So they're starting to get into it. I mean, Nike is a huge brand. We're starting to see all kinds of brands get into it. Today, I didn't retweet it, but I don't think I retweeted it. OpenSea puts out a tweet that says NFTs are back. So I don't know. Maybe we could talk about that in just a little bit. But
yeah, what do they mean by that? And by the way, just speaking of this, every single month we do giveaways on the channel. One thing that we love to do is give away NFTs. It's so easy to give them away. You have a wallet address, you drop them off. I just want to know, anybody listening right now in the chat, if you're a VIP or if you're a Starboy holder, you might be able to get one of these. So would you guys be interested in having one of these as a giveaway? Would that excite you?
Yeah.
Let me know in the chat.
We're starting to see some Iron Man, some Funko Iron Mans. It actually looks pretty clean in person. I'm still not a fan of the head, but I think that they did a lot more details than I expected on it. And even the shaping of the face, it looks pretty clean. And it's hard to tell the size here, but you can tell it's a monster.
It's a monster. Yeah, for the Funko, it's a complete monster.
Right?
I know it's getting a lot of hate. I don't hate it. I think it actually looks okay. It's just my opinion. To me, it's not like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Everyone's complaining it's the head. I guess that gold style head. That's why it's not one of the more popular selling Funkos. But I agree. I think the body looks great. Yeah.
No, even the NFT, if you look at it on the app, it looks pretty good. The detailing, the shading, all that stuff. It's actually one of the cleaner ones. I thought it reminded me of when we did some other videos that we had to take down. There you go.
Not this little guy.
There you go. There's your pop figure.
Not this little guy.
So Veve puts out a tweet today. Show us what's inside your original Funko Gold Iron Man box for a chance to be one of 3 lucky winners. So I think they want you to videotape your unboxing and show off the product. So we're going to start to see a bunch of these unboxings, it seems like, and then you can have a chance to win. Maybe I'll click it. Let's see. So you got to repost and like this tweet. Share a short form video unboxing your Gold Iron Man. The most creative videos will be selected by the Veve team and then chosen as the winners. Must tag your video with collectors at heart in the comments. So see, you got to go through and make sure you do all these things. Similar thing when you get to the Starboys millionaire contest. Make sure you follow all the rules. Entries close Thursday, November 5th. I did see some people complaining that their stuff might not arrive by that date because they're somewhere else. I think they're doing a ship somewhere and then ships to them. So I did see Veve was contemplating if they would extend it. So anyway, I would do it if you do get one. Why not? You have a chance to win some stuff.
But it's just pretty cool, right? You see that they started with this whole big digital with Funko, this partnership, and it just opens up so many doors now. It's just another layer of fun for the community. So hopefully we get more of these, and I'm pretty sure they're going to start rolling out more of these. But yeah,
I really hope they get into the pop line. Like that would be epic. Like I'm a pop collector. I'm not a gold collector, and I know a lot of people who are not gold collectors, but they're pop collectors. So you get a lot more exposure in that line for sure.
Yeah.
And then there's our tweet for today. We're on X as well. And if you are going to buy any Cryptoys, the link is at the top of the X page. Rob, I'm going to send the link out for whoever wants to join. And then in the meantime, you can pull up what you got on your screen there.
Yeah, we have to address a comment here. So Javier put out a post because they want Gasolcast to actually come on the channel. So we actually reached out to Gasolcast. We invited them on the channel. They said they're really busy right now with a lot of things. We don't know, so we don't have any set date. But we did reach out to them, and if they're ever interested, they're always going to be welcome on our channel to have a discussion. I think it'll be a lot of fun having those guys on.
I'd like to see their reactions to like some things. Like if I don't know if they understand fully like NFT technology, what it does for you.
I think
like,
so.
I think they understand. Like I buy NFT, I get the physical, but I don't think they understand like the whole token gating and potential for future ownership. So I think it'll be a great discussion to see if they realize it during that discussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I think a lot of like the average Joe, right? They really have no idea about how the NFT technology could be combined with the things that they love and they use every single day, and how it could be something super powerful, and mass adoption is actually not as unrealistic in the future as they think. It's actually not that far out. The technology is already there. So anybody could start adopting NFTs in their current work, and then they can find opportunities to get it to the masses, because we see that already doing with Apple. But one thing here is that Javi put down Super M hates the space, and we actually have 24%. It's the second ranked comment. I don't know, what is that, out of 58 people? I don't know. It's about 15 people, whatever it is there, right? So listen, we do not hate the space, because if for us to do videos every single day, we got to come on and actually have fun and enjoy what we're doing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. So definitely that's the wrong word. We do not hate the space, but we are willing to give opinions and be honest. And that sometimes involves giving opinions that may be counter to those who watch. And that's okay. You're allowed to disagree. That's why in the comments below, you can come down and you can disagree with us as much as you want, but hate would be the wrong word. We do not hate the space. We have lots of opinions about the space. We want the space to thrive. And if we didn't love the space, we wouldn't be talking about it every single day. And you know what? Funny enough, Joe, I think my favorite part about being in the space is our interviews with people with different perspectives and different backgrounds. We just recently did a video about Wallet Guard. So if you guys don't know what that is, check it out. Like that's something where if you're buying Starboys, or if you're buying Omi, even you buy Omi, make sure you get Wallet Guard. It's just a way to help you out.
Yeah.
We have a friend here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, hold on. All right, there you go.
Bob, how you doing?
Welcome.
I thought there was no one coming on, so I thought I didn't want to leave you by yourselves.
Hey, no, it's spaces. That's what it's about. Anyone who wants to come up, links in the chat.
I do apologize. My hat's gone again. I've been decorating the stuff with I've been decorating the house with Halloween stuff. So literally, my whole house is everywhere.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I started doing some of my background, but none of it's lit up at the minute. But
it's that time of the year right now.
Look at that.
It's pumpkin themed everywhere. It's Halloween themed. I was downtown last night. I walked by a bar and just everybody was just dressed up in costumes. I'm like, I guess
a little early,
right? October 21st is that time. I know it's a little bit early, but not really. If you think about it, we're only 10 days away.
Well, in England, you don't really have like people decorate their houses as much. Now and again, you'd get like an odd pumpkin outside the door, and that's about it. So I always used to decorate my house like the outside of it and everything. It used to look wicked, but I haven't done it for a long time. So.
Yeah, the areas change too. Some areas are young, they have a lot of kids, and then the area gets a little bit older, they move out.
Yeah,
Halloween doesn't thrive much anymore.
The thing is, round there, if you put your stuff outside, it's likely to get nicked off your doorstep. I'm not even joking either.
Yeah.
Too many porch pirates.
It's
during
not
COVID,
like...
that's what it was, right? The people just left their bowls outside and just go walk by and grab what you want.
It's not like the old place they used to live in.
But now they got like even different prizes. Like at Costco, I saw they had the Pokemon cards instead of the candy. You hand out Pokemon cards. Those houses are going to get hit up a couple times.
Yeah,
I think so.
Even Mr. Beast has done his own Halloween candy.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. He's done a selection of them Feastables on there.
Yeah.
There is other candy available.
Are they available worldwide, those things, or is it just in the States?
I think so. I think you can get them here. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've never seen them yet, but I know they are stacking them here.
Let's go through some of these comments here. Pasternak, you hope that D wins the Omi. Oh, Hinano. Do you see that? I mean, she's one of the 10, so she has a 1 in 10 chance.
Oops, sorry, Joe.
Oh, okay, you go ahead.
No, take it back. Take it back. All in.
We got Jimbo in the house. How's it going, Jimbo?
Jimbo Lee.
Mr. Planet Profit, longtime supporter. Wes, still need MCP, OUP, VeVeVerse, and big exchanges. Yep, I think that is the map for Veve to have some kind of utility. Hopefully, these things are hashtag soon and not soon. Because I mean, we all know like the frustrations are building with a lot of people. We see it with the users, the wallets. I mean, people they get bored. There's going to be the core, which we see is alive and well from New York Comic Con. But I mean, there's people who add on to that core, help you extend into like the masses. And I mean, being able to take AR photos only goes so far, I think.
Big exchanges is an interesting one. I remember there was a lot of heat on that one about a year ago because there was a lot of talk about trying to get onto the big exchanges. I think there was some guidance. I can't remember fully, but I think there was some guidance either from Reese or David Yu about maybe potentially getting into big exchanges. And then it didn't pan out. I know the only people would love to have some big exchanges. But I think the argument from Reese was that right now the market's not hot, the liquidity is not really there, so they're not interested in doing it because I think there's some onus on them to get into those exchanges. Not that easy. You can't just get on it. You have to actually
pay. You have to pay
for it. Yeah, that's why they're holding out. But yeah, the more utility, the better. I mean, MCP. I said that the app hasn't really changed in 2 years. They did add an MCP function, but there's no use to it yet, and we're obviously expecting a use to the MCP function before it actually gives utility. Just having it something to see helps a little bit, but until we can actually use the points and function it, we've got to wait until they actually have that for it to be truly useful. So we'll continue waiting.
It makes you think, right? Remember when there was that whole thing about David forgot to sign something and then it ended up being FTX or whatever? He hinted that it was FTX. Out of all, that was the only one you were looking at? Like, or did that scare you away from anything? Like maybe that was the thing that said like, look, maybe we shouldn't be going into anything yet just in case. And because of the times, they wanted to be 100% sure. Maybe it was more, they got lucky that that didn't happen if that was even the case. But I mean, we'll see what happens with Omi. I think first things first, they got to get it to be useful on the app. And then the exchanges. I mean, even if it's harder, if you can figure out how to buy it now and it still has use cases in the app, it's more beneficial for whoever's around now, right?
I'm excited too about OUP. I mean, like we had a lot of information on OUP originally on the OMI token portal. They had I put together some really amazing like some PowerPoint photos that actually outline pretty clearly all the different ways that OMI could be burned. So they had a lot of great ideas on how they can burn OMI completely. And I think the golden vision is going to be you can just take OMI in the app and you can use it to buy collectibles, OMI to NFT, OMI to bronze tickets, whatever it is. And I think that's what got people super, super excited. Now, all that got taken down. So it's hard to not speculate until new guidance is put back up that is actually going to be exactly how it will be going forward. They're talking about synergies. So I have a feeling that maybe you can use MCP points possibly to do the exact same things that they already talked about, or you can use OMI. I'm wondering if it's something like that, or is it going to be OMI gets you MCP points, then you bring the MCP points? Maybe that's the other option.
Sounds like that's the way. Everything's going to go through MCP, which kind of, I don't know. It's kind of different than what people were sold, right?
Maybe that's the take they're taking. You put it in the app, 10 million is going to get you this much MCP points per day. Those you then burn for the bronze tickets.
Yeah. I mean, but people bought the 10 million OMI hoping that OMI would have exclusive use cases to anything else, right? And then if you're just bringing everything into a funnel where it's all the same, I don't know, it doesn't sit perfectly well with me, but I mean, maybe there will still be future things after all these regulations and stuff get passed and we understand what we're actually capable of.
Yeah, didn't they just put the Notion article out too?
Yeah.
They just put the Notion out now with, I think they just tweeted it the other day, But I think it's the same. Yeah, Comey just tweeted it the other day but I didn't take a look at it. I didn't see. I'm gonna try to pull it up actually. If let's see. Here we go. I got it right here.
Okay, I just pulled it too. Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, I know it's the same one. Maybe a little bit of a change down here.
I don't think they have that map anymore that you're talking about.
The maps are gone. They have a section over here that talks about like the previous. They had it for informational. I think they might have got rid of it. Exploded menu. Let's see. There was a section that was for information only. And I found it. I did a video on it once, and I found it. And I think they finally got rid of it because I remember the video. I said this is pretty confusing because people would go on the website and they would click it and they would see it, all the old stuff that they had talked about what OUP is going to be. It looks like they might have got rid of it because they had it there for information only, like layer 1 or whatever. But okay, so there you go. This is the update.
They changed it up a bit for sure.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Planet. Sup, Moon Boys. He knows.
Yep.
MCP. Already forged my artifact. Okay, so Crazy Crow's got some Nike by Artifact NFTs. I guess, does that mean you're getting a physical? Bob, are you into that project, Bob?
No, I'm not even bothered with that at the minute.
I really like them.
There's so many projects and so much only so much money to go around.
Yeah,
it's true. Hard times now.
maybe we'll see. We were talking about before you joined the giveaway. Yeah.
There you go, Bob Sales. 100% Unreal project. Yeah, so
that's the giveaway.
Yeah, I think we got to look into that for SUP for sure. Bobbly heads. Big up. Yep, that's the Iron Man. Why is it that drunk dude?
I don't know what you're referring to, but you're talking about me last night.
Did you post a link? Yep, you're here. I won't, so I can make a smash video to see what's inside. Oh, those are popular, right? Or people who like cut things open and then you just see what's inside.
Remember he used to like smash. I think the first video I saw was the guy smashing like a PS3 back in the day when it was like it first came out. That's
an expensive smash and got 150 bucks.
Those are the best. That's the best video right there. The more expensive, the merrier.
Going ahead to Buffalo and grab mine. Need to cross the border. Yeah. So you got like a temporary box or something?
Good idea. It's not too far.
Links in the chat. Anyone wants to come up and chat? Gas. That was about the Gasolcast post. They knew what they were doing before the video was ever out.
What are you referring to?
Gasolcast one?
The Funko video. Yeah, so before when they released that video, so my opinion is they knew what Veve was before they started that video.
Yeah. So you think it was engagement farming?
Yeah. And it's an easy way to do it because you say bad things about the project first 10 minutes of the video, and then that brings a lot of the Veve fam to then watch it because of the bad mentions, and then towards the end they bring it back around. And I think that whole thing was planned the whole way through.
They're very funny. They have a great banter between the two of them.
We're gonna have to do Bob Sales next video for Bob Sales. All Funkos are going to 0.
Did you see the one I done the other day?
Which
I did kind of use your title the other day. With the,
which one?
This will be Vivi's first and last Funko.
Oh yeah. We told them. Remember, we told them last week to do that video. He did it the same night. You did it, I think.
Yeah, the next day I done it. Yeah. It was pretty funny actually because I can't remember what we were debating at the time. Whether there was 3,000 single NFTs or whether there was 5 different varieties, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that there was 5 different varieties.
Yeah,
so I was over the moon with that because I've been telling people for the last month there was going to be 5 different varieties. And then as soon as I found out there was one, I was just like, no. That means I've been providing the wrong information this whole time.
So speaking of that, there's been a lot of back and forth, people trying to understand the mint numbers. Now, I think I understand it now. Sounds like that the physicals are numbered 1 through 3,000. That's what Alex put out.
That confused me so much.
1 through 3,000 on physical,
confused.
Which nobody's been able to show the number yet from the people who received it. But then the digitals each have a number 1, all the 5 variants. So they don't match if you get physical versus digital.
I was so confused.
So it was supposed to match the inside of the box.
Yeah,
100%. It was supposed to match the rarity inside the box.
The rarity will, but not the number.
And you are 100% supposed to get a mint number inside the box tucked in there somewhere to say what mint number yours is.
Yeah.
But whether that necessarily matches the mint number on the VV one, I doubt it very much. But you are supposed to, if you get a silver in the box, you're supposed to get a silver in physical form.
Yeah. So
I doubt they're going to match the mints.
I think that answers the question on the David Yu tweet, because a lot of people didn't understand the first part where it's like 15,000. Sounds like if you get the number one physical, you're going to have an option at that 15,000, and then number one black digital will be the 40,000 bounty.
The other thing me and Omi Daily Burn have been talking about was that, because I thought it would be 1 to 50 starting from the rarest, right? That would start at 1 to 50, but it seems like there may be an edition 1 for each variation of it.
In the digital, there is.
Yeah. In the physical as well. I'm thinking that each rarity may have 1 to...
Alex put a tweet out. He said it's 1 through 3,000 in the physical mint numbers.
Because we've been debating that for days, literally.
Yeah,
because I thought it was that way, and then Omi Daily Burn said, no, I think there is actually an edition 1 for each. So we've been trying to work it out the last couple of days, whether it's 1 for each variety or whether it's 1 to 3,000, like you say.
But people are getting the physicals, so they should have shown. I feel like people would have talked about the numbers, taken a photo and posted it online by now. That's why I was a bit confused when Alex said that David Yu is not actually looking for the digital mint number 1, but he's looking for the physical.
This is pretty interesting.
Well, I see one picture of a physical today, which was on Sergio's. I don't know if you follow.
Yeah,
Sergio.
The silver one.
It was on there. That was the only one I see, and it did have like a 1 of 650 or something on there. Maybe it's on the back of that, but that could also be the VV NFT on the back of that.
Yeah, I think he blurred out the promo code on that card. If you look closely, again.
Oh, I didn't even notice the blur.
Yeah. So,
I think Alex might be wrong on this, guys.
So he says 5 different digital number 1s. The physicals are numbered 1 through 3,000. And then didn't VV say physicals are all numbered? Like, here a tweet from Alex, whatever. And then, yes, please let me know if there's a physical edition number anywhere on the box or the figure itself. I was going off what David said when he decided to offer the bounty. So it sounds like you're right. He might not even know.
Yeah. I'm so confused.
It's even more confusing now.
I think Alex actually may be confused on this too, but maybe not. Maybe he knows. I thought we talked about this, Joe. Don't Funkos normally not get numbers?
They'll usually say limited to X amount of editions. Or
I understand that, but
the sodas will say like 1/3000. So that means 1 of 3,000.
Yeah, but they don't have three out of 3,000. It's just all of them say 1 out of 3,000.
Yeah, but this thing here makes me think that they are numbered.
They do also have some limited ones that are like 3,000 pieces for other collections.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see whether they've got mint numbers.
But then we've seen someone post it without a mint number. So now it's like, what's happening?
Yeah, well, we didn't buy them. We can't anyways. They don't ship to.
We'll find out soon. Like by tomorrow, probably we'll know.
I've proper overextended to try and get mine. Me and Omi Daily Burn are teaming up.
Yeah, he'll let you know the shipping soon.
Yeah,
well, it's got to get to him first, right?
yeah. It will probably get to him Monday, maybe.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon enough what's going on there. I'm sure by tomorrow this will all be cleared up.
Yeah.
But it'd be very cool to see, because my original understanding, which maybe is not the case, was that all the physicals will not be numbered. You're gonna get.
We're seeing more of that in the chat right now.
The coupon code, and then that coupon code will give you a randomized mint number, which will be, if there's 50, it'll be from 1 to 50. If there's 1,500, it'll be 1 to 1,500. You'll get a randomized mint number, except for the common. Sorry, the common's a randomized mint number from 1 to 3,000, but there's only going to be 1,500 of them.
We got a special guest in the chat here. A first time on the channel.
Let's go, Richard.
Holy frisch, holy. How's
Let's
it going?
go. How you doing?
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey guys. Hey, I wanted to chime in because Amelia's space, he got someone that unboxed the Funko, and cool. There's no mint number on it.
That's what I thought.
No way.
Yeah.
Has he checked? Has he checked the whole box, the whole inside, the whole side bits?
I'm not sure, but Alex came on and he was like, "Well, shoot."
Yeah. Oh, so he, yeah.
And then he was saying that maybe David might have to change his bounty to be only for the digital.
Right? Because that first one, I thought it was physical from 1 to 3,000, but I guess not. I
But
guess yeah.
wasn't David you? I read David's used tweet as the digital. I didn't understand it as the physical.
Yeah,
I
Alex
see it
was.
as
So-
physical.
Is the 15,000 for any number one, and then 40,000 if it's the black?
That's my
Okay.
understanding.
Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
that's the way now.
So we gotta ask. So Richard, nice meeting you.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
too.
is this FA? Is this FA video?
It is.
This is amazing. So thanks for joining us. I'm
Yeah.
glad you finally came on. What made you do it to finally jump on and get on?
I felt like I had something to contribute because I was, with that information.
Well, you've contributed in other ways as well. You let us know about how'd you like our wallet guard interview,
That was good. Thank you guys for doing that.
and you just randomly heard Michael on a space, and you just thought it was like a good idea.
Yeah, so I heard like 2 or 3 times, maybe only 2, with other like leaders in the space, and they gave some like good nuggets of information, like things I need to look into myself. Like on startup, I guess there's some programs that you might want to verify. I mean, that stuff doesn't really make sense to me, but one thing that I did that I just learned about was like cleaning up all your browser extensions, because I had like 30 of them. He's like, those can get hacked.
Oh yeah.
So I deleted right away like 10 that I never used anyways.
So are you like heavy into other NFT like Web3 projects?
I like in a handful: McFarlane, Cryptoys, Candy Digital, Backhouse.
Candy, yeah.
I think everything that you guys pretty much talk about, except for not so much sober.
Yeah, that's good. Like, yeah, obviously we're into the big IP projects. That's why that Nike one.
Oh, and I got the shoes yesterday.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you?
They've
Yeah.
come down. They were like $300 like for the longest time, and now they're like 60 for like the base. Yeah, something like crazy like that.
Oh shit. Yeah, what is it? The spaces, the Bat Cave, or you know what
LOD or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people there were saying that they were thinking it was going to go into retail.
What was retail? Do you know?
120 plus $10 tax.
Yeah, they were 0.04 ETH. How much is that? What's ETH at now? But ETH went up, right? So maybe that's why.
But you said $60.
Well, I might have calculated it off of the old ETH price, because I think everything Bitcoin just passed 30,000 today, right?
Oh yeah.
So that probably brought everything else up. But
Dang,
Yeah.
half off.
right?
Wow.
Perfect for giveaways.
Yeah. SUP.
I suck
Right?
at making money. I was going to try to flip this.
But
Are they?
I gotta ask him while we got Richard here. We've seen your artwork on McFarlane. Like, how do you come up with this? Like, where did you learn
Yeah, I
this
know.
type of art?
Well, like the themes are just like you're
Like-
rugging. Right.
Just like to put them like as little blocks to make it. I forget what it's called. You call it something. The type of art.
Like digital sculpting or perspective or something.
Perspective. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I'm with you.
Oh, perspective art.
Yeah, let's pull up something he's done.
I don't know. I just
Is it the one that usually uses like the blocks?
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
McFarlane? Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I don't know.
I don't know how you do that, by the way.
Yeah.
How
It's just
long does it
great.
take?
It's funny. All of a sudden, the last couple of weeks, people are asking me that. I don't quite time it. I don't know. Like I break it up between a couple of days, 6 hours or so.
This is
I
crazy.
just posted one
Crazy.
today.
Look at this.
That is crazy.
It's insanity.
Yeah, Tech and Fingers requested that one, so I had to do that for him.
You're super talented, man.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that.
And
I
then
guess you're into art then.
yeah.
Do you like what kind of art are you into? Like you're doing this stuff digitally, but you must have some other art hobbies if you're doing that.
It's been a while actually. Like, being a dad and working all the time, I was like, man, I need a hobby. So I just started doing art like in the last year again, kind of picking it up again.
Yeah,
we're
it's
happy.
incredible.
We're happy that you are. It gives us we don't realize the capabilities of that showroom at McFarlane until you see people like you using it to the fullest. I mean, we're not, and it's the same thing with the VV showrooms. Like, obviously, we have all the Vaultaholics. Do you do similar things in there, or is it a little more difficult for you to play around?
The VV thing doesn't really excite me much, but I do look forward to the VeVeVerse. I do want to play with them.
You might be able to do something like this there. That's why, right? That'd be cool.
Yeah,
You guys, they should be giving you the beta. Let you play around with it, see how it is compared to this, because you're so used to the McFarlane, like you can actually compare and see like, oh, maybe you can improve this, maybe because you've played around with it, right? So it might be a good idea.
That'd be nice. Aren't they like doing like round 3 of like invites?
Thanks. I don't know what round they're on, but I heard recently that they were trying to get more people. I think it was My Collectibles did an interview with Dan or something at Comic-Con. That might be where I saw it.
Yeah, the VeVeVerse is going to be cool for just things like that. Like you're already doing it right now in the McFarlane, let's say, workspace, and it's not that flexible. Supposedly, Cavernous is going to be even more flexible with the way you can change lighting, the way you can do things. So, I mean, they let a whole bunch of alcoholics into it already. People are talking about how like it's pretty cool, pretty functional. The collectibles look even better in there. So I'm sure for guys like you, you're gonna have a lot of fun. I cannot figure it out. If you gave me like a week to make that straight, I would not even come close to doing that perspective art. I can barely draw. You saw my Darth Vader. I don't have it in front of me right now. I can't draw even by hand if I want to draw something nice. So you've got to rely on guys like you, and which is why the VeVeVerse Academy, Mr. Planet Profits, is going to hire you in the VeVeVerse. There you go.
All right.
There's our art. Mickey Mouse.
I mean, I can draw a picture, but I couldn't do something like that out of shelves and squares, just square shapes. Like, how do you do that?
Mission, what up, Mission?
Yeah, Mission.
Yeah. We got Duck and Cover in here. He loves the Gasolcast guys. Richard, what are your thoughts about those guys? Bob thinks it was scripted. He thinks they knew about VV beforehand. What are your thoughts?
100%.
That's a good
I'll
theory.
play the YouTube game.
They're funny. I love their
personality. Yeah. Hopefully we can get them on and have a chat and maybe see where they're at, like in terms of understanding the space. I know that they mentioned they're going to do some research on it and learn a little bit about it. So it'd be nice to see like a fresh perspective on things and to maybe hear what's on their wish list if they were to have one, knowing what the technology can do, because obviously everybody comes from different backgrounds and different wants and needs. Some people maybe just want the digital to hold in their phone. Some people want a little bit more, like we saw yesterday, Rob's video. And obviously we're of like-minded. That's why we do this every day. But I think it'll be something cool if we can get them on and just different than anything else we've seen so far, because everyone's like, we've heard everyone's opinions now. Like we're not bringing in new people, so it's tough.
There's like this weird delay.
Oh, you have a delay? Am I delayed for you, Rob?
Maybe it's
on my side.
Maybe it's my thing.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. We'll make do. It's always a little bit lagged on the lives.
But I want to say to you guys, Superstar, like, really appreciate your content. You guys are rocking it. Kind of bummed with Javier how he kind of phrased that.
No, don't worry about it. Javier's a friend of the channel too, so yeah. I think he was kind of playing around with that. I don't think he meant that way. Me
too. I think he's trying to be funny, but it just feels like
some people took it serious, I guess. But
yeah.
What are you gonna do? Well, I mean, me and Rob, we had a little chuckle on the side about it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. You know, you got to remember, we've been doing this for almost 2 years now, so sometimes you have to troll, right? Trolling is normal. You cannot take anything seriously when you're online. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I've literally been asleep nearly all day, so I've missed everything that's gone on.
Oh, you want to pull it up, Rob?
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, when I first started the stream, I addressed this because Javier was saying he's trying to, we've already reached out to Gasolcast to do a live or to do like a pre-recorded video, whatever. We want to bring them on the channel, and the idea would be, because we have a feeling they kind of talked about it in their videos, they're not super familiar with NFTs in general and how the technology even works. And I think they feel uncomfortable getting into a discussion about that. But you know how we're pretty laid back, right? It's just to have a discussion. They have way more knowledge on Funko than we do, and that kind of physical collecting community. We probably have more knowledge on like the VV side and like kind of the digital collecting side. So it'd be cool to kind of collaborate with them and have that discussion. So we tried to arrange it, but they said they're too busy. So when they're ready, they can gladly come on whenever they want. But we said that Superstar, he put Superstar M hates this face. Maybe some people took it seriously because some of the comments below, which of course we don't hate it. We're here every day trying to have fun. And then of course, if there anytime, same with YouTube comments, right? If we feel that somebody wants to banter, we're always willing to have a fun banter. So that's what Richard was referring to below.
I'm glad you guys took up for yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, we do it from time to time in the comments and whatever. It's fun to go back and forth. But Rob, you mentioned that they were pretty laid back. I mean, if they watch any of our AMAs, they're going to think they're on congressional hearings, and that could be part of it, right? I
don't know if they're going to be for us at least. Like, I don't know if it'd be that kind of AMA with them. But I actually have questions for them. Like, it looks like they've been around for a while on the Funko side. Just curious to know a little bit more about that community. Like, I am not a collector, especially of Funkos. So I didn't know that the golds were just universally hated on by like Funko collectors. Like, supposedly that's an actual like legitimate thing. It's one of the least popular ones. So I'd be just curious to pick their brain. Like, like if people who are like them, who are truly physical collectors of Funkos, and we know Funko's going more digital. We know they already have their own NFT project that you go on their website and find it. I'd be curious to know just more thoughts on like what would attract them into this digital space. Like what kind of things that, and I have my personal opinions about utility. I think that you start throwing like Funko utility at these guys and they will come flying over right away. If they hear that they can, okay, if I buy this NFT, I can actually then get access to maybe exclusive Funko drops that you can only buy when you have this, like things like that. I think
that's what they got to do. Yeah.
I think if we have that discussion with them, I think a lot of people would like the video.
Some of them gold Funkos are worth a lot of money. Limited runs, and they're worth quite a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So some people do like them.
Do they have any Freddies in that line, in the gold line?
I would have thought so. I've been looking at Freddies myself recently. To be honest.
Those are pretty expensive, those guys, right? The Freddy ones?
Yeah, and if you can find any wherever you're going, if you find any in a shop or at a car boot sale, flea market or something like that, like you literally pick it up, don't even question it, and then look later.
So Poof is in the chat. Poof, if you want, join us. Maybe we'll open some Cryptoys. If you want to jump on, we'll open some Cryptoys.
Yeah, we got a couple cubes. We got that BOGO that just came through.
How did Dino get 3 Ultra Grails?
I don't know.
Poof?
Massive juju.
You need grill Poof right now.
Now Poof's not going to come on.
Poof is hitting the button for Dino. I don't know how he pulled. He said he pulled, I think, 3 Ultra Grails on 70 cubes.
Something like that. He also hit the Secret Rare on X-Men #1. He hit the Secret Rare on AF-15. Like, I don't understand this guy's luck.
Oh, Poof has responded. He's cheating.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
He cracked the code. Dino cracked the code somehow. He figured out how to crack the code.
What if Dino is just like a super hacker and he knows how to like get in there and deliver him what he wanted?
So I actually watched Dino earlier with VeVeVerse doing a HRO stream. I have never seen such bad pulls in my life. So he kind of equaled it out with that one.
There you go. Are you on HRO?
Yeah, I'm in HRO as well. But I'm like half in. I'm 20% watch it, if that makes sense. It's not like Veve where it's an everyday sort of look up.
What's like the... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, Veve has drops every day. That's why. Go ahead, Rich.
Sorry about that. Just really quickly, I don't know anything about HRO. Does every card like have a digital counterpart?
So there's 2 different lots you can get. You can either get the digital packs, which is kind of like the Cryptoys, where you open a digital version and you just get a digital version. They're normally worth a bit more money. And then you get the physical side where you can actually buy them in the store and then you scan the back of the card and then it gives you the matching on HRO itself. I mean, some can be worth money, but a lot of the time with HRO, there's a lot of $1 stuff. But if you do pull the right card, it's worth having. But then for the utility, the opening, the box opening is always fun in a way. And the digital pack opening, I mean, even with Cryptoys, we've seen how fun that is. So, but yeah, there's 2 different sides you can collect. And they're always got utility. They've always got burns going over there, special crafting pieces. They've got all sorts of stuff going on there. It's still barely small, considering it's got all that stuff going for it. It's always been pretty much you've been able to sell it elsewhere as well, off the site and stuff like that. Cash out fees, not much. So they've got a lot going for them.
That's interesting. The way it's set up.
We got some messages from Twitch, Rob. Do you see this?
I
love this show. So this is before Richard came on. He says, and in the men's camp, it's like the perfect evolution of beard growth. So as you, then me, then Bob.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do need a shave very badly. It's probably due tomorrow for me because you can't even see my dimples at this point.
Yeah, Polar Nights.
Shut up, Polar Nights.
Polar Nights. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go when if he streams now.
Yeah, Dino's a hacker. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I had the same sentiment with the golds. I don't. What happens if they like discontinue golds? And does it become worth more or worth less?
More.
Yeah,
because they're of the past now. Now they're of the past. They're dead. They're dead now, so they're worth more.
I think I was the only one that didn't ever doubt it.
Yeah, you were in it from the beginning.
Yeah, I knew 100% it was going to be worth going for. So.
Well, you got one of the Iron Man?
Yeah, I'm in the UK, so I've actually got one of our friends owe me Daily Burn to help me get one. So we're actually teaming up to get one, and we're gonna see what we've got and go from there pretty much.
What if he sends you the better one? He's gonna feel.
Well, this is the thing. So we've actually hatched a plan together because we had that. I was like, imagine if you send me one, and then it's the 1 of 50 gold. But you're gonna be butthurt, right? Yeah. So I was like, maybe we'll just open them both, and we'll see what we got, and then we'll go from there, sort of thing. So. And with the 6-month redemption, you have to open them now.
Yeah.
Which does hurt it, but then I can also kind of understand it. But if you put something in a collector's toy box, it should be there for life, in my opinion.
So I actually want to talk about this comment below from Big A. He said, speaking of Ultra Girls, Joe, he says, this is a good point. He says, the people that got their Funkos and just listed in the market made huge mistakes. Because if you go, I'm going to pull up my screen quickly. I pulled up NFT tracker here.
They're selling them too quick, too soon.
It's saying they're selling them too expensive.
Too expensive. We did a price prediction video on this. And let's just say our prices are way off. Maybe you could, it's like Poolside. Remember Poolside?
I was just going to say, Poolside, if he was here, then these are perfect list price.
But I don't know, like what he's saying, Big A, is like, okay, instead of coming hard with the 3,000, no one's buying the common for 3,000. The market caps just don't support that. Do you come in and just list it at 200? Because I don't think the commons, there's going to be 50% of these at 1,500. What's that price? We did a price picture video, and we used some other comparables, and we crushed this common. We brought this way low. Let's just say we're wrong. I think if you sell this for 200 right now, maybe someone will actually buy it.
It's sold out. I think we were high.
Yeah. So I put a list price of $50 on the NFT. It's the third Iron Man we have, so it's not FA anything. Even though it's Tony Stark's head, it's still, to me, it don't count as FA because we've got 2 other Iron Mans at this point. So I always thought worst case the NFT was going to be worth $50. Worst case.
Yeah, but right now, how many are for sale? Like right now, how many are up there?
I don't think any have been delivered yet.
I think, isn't there one? It says here that there's a total listing of one.
And I think that was the one that was given away at the Veve event. Because one was given away at the Veve event, and it was actually on sale on eBay. And it actually said in the description, this was the one from the stage that was given at the event. But I think that one sold, but it had a reserve price, so it didn't actually sell.
Okay.
And that was the silver one I've seen. So I think that's the only one so far I'm seeing anyway.
Yeah.
But the rest, I would have thought they'll start coming out Monday, Tuesday time.
Right. Well, yeah, no, but yeah, like with the comment below, though, I agree though that when they start flooding in, they're gonna once the supply goes up, right? Obviously, you're not gonna be able to sell them for as long. I gotta get rid of this comment. It's blocking Richard's face there.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Gotta wake up.
Once I shared screen, that was it.
He could have done whatever he wanted while I was sitting back there.
I think the way I always looked at these were kind of like the DC Direct statues. I mean, look how popular that physical Todd pumped. I mean, at one point, people were buying stacks of them to resell on the marketplace, right? That wasn't even linked to a Veve official item. That was just for the Todd statue because it was the Todd in Veve, the most valuable thing at the time. Everyone wanted one. That thing went from $200 to like 700 and something at one point, maybe higher than that.
Mhm.
So I always looked at it that way, that it was going to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
How much are the physicals now for the Todd?
I have no idea, but I know I can imagine they've gone down from where they were.
Was
What
it
were they at their
300?
peak? Like $800?
I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
see them at about 800-900, but I think they could have even went higher than that.
Hmm.
Best person to ask would be
Foster has like 12.
that's exactly who I was thinking of, and for some reason I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
We got
I think
Azure-
he even said on
Azure
his
agrees.
channel at one point that he was buying him for that reason.
Yeah. Azure thinks he should sell for 200.
That's what I'm saying, because we know it's going to go down. So just list it for like 4 times.
You're never going to hit
listed.
the top. You won't know.
You
where
never
that
hit
is.
it.
Yeah.
They could always keep going up once the first people start to sell theirs. A lot of people are going to hold these. It's like me. I brought it to initially, I'm going to have the doll, right? I mean, if I get the one of 50, I'm stupid if I'm going to keep it on my shelf. I'm not that stupid. I'll sell that one and then get a common variant to put on my shelf.
Rob, what are they going for right now? The ones that are in the market. I can't read that.
So I have that. It's 3,000 right here. So this one here is the common. I'm just trusting this. I know there's probably a delay with this website. It
It's
says
actually gotten better, I feel like.
yeah. Well, it says one listing is at 3,000. It looks like. So the floor price is 3,000. Let's go back and take another look.
And I think it's in the mint number 80 or something like that.
87
Yeah.
or something, yeah.
What else we got here? Let's see. It looks like we have one for sale of the silver. This one here, just it's loading. Okay, this one here, 12,000. 12,000 is the current floor price. Like they're just unrealistic prices. Like nobody's paying this. So I think they're kind of flexing, but it may not be a bad idea to actually list it at a reasonable high price. Maybe somebody will pull the trigger to get in early and not know. They don't know what the floor is going to be. They're not watching the Superstar Money videos, so they don't know. They have no idea about the market cap. And then you still go high though, because obviously there's no guarantee that will even be the price. And then buy back when the supply comes in and it tanks. Right. This is a hard price prediction though. You have to assume how many people would actually convert when getting the box. We think it's going to be a high conversion rate though, because we think a lot of VV people bought this.
So I actually think you're going to see more people keep the collectible and sell the NFT.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Personally,
What
I think that's
percentage
how
of the
it's gonna-
sell out of the 3,000 were VV people, you think?
All of them.
All of them?
Every single one.
Yeah.
Apart from that podcast that just come on.
I think because originally it was 2 max, and then they went up to 12.
You
I
muted
think-
Joe, but
I think a lot of people from the VV community were using that 12 limit. I would say there's obviously it can't be truly 100,
I
but
think
it could
it's
be
like
I think,
90%.
I was gonna say 90. I was gonna say 90. What do you think, Richard?
Majority for sure. Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. I think that they probably bought some themselves too. Like they had to, right? You got to keep some. I mean, they bought every single drop. They've held some. And if maybe Funko said, no, we're not doing that. So they go and buy their supply themselves. That's a portion. I'm not saying a big portion, but I think they bought some for sure. Why wouldn't you?
it won't be the first time.
How many
Yeah.
of your shoes got redeemed? Those red stilettos?
Oh,
Not a lot.
We use that as a comparable. We did it in the video. I can pull it up, but that was
Well, I
one of
know
our comparables.
I
just to
think
get
I
a
know
market cap. We did
3
that.
people that brought them
3?
off of Veve.
Would
I
you
think-
rather have one of the 3 of those or one of the black and gold Iron Man?
Probably for me, I'm gonna say the Iron Man because I'm a Funko collector myself.
Yeah.
But the
I'll
other
probably
one, I don't know. The other one's a harder buy-in. It's a higher buy-in, right? But then the minimum item for sale was $600, so it's $600 minimum to buy the cheapest item for you to get the NFT.
Yeah, that one.
So
But we don't know if these are selling though. The Sea Warrior, like they're listed.
no idea.
Like you can list anything you want at any price.
Yeah, well,
That
what if
doesn't
there's
mean
only
anyone's
50
buying.
Like, what if everyone bought the shoes doesn't care about VV? Only 10 people redeemed it. We don't know. Like, I feel like the Funko, like Richard's saying, maybe 90% people are VV fan. Maybe the people who bought these shoes, because they're so expensive to get into, less VV fam bought into that, and more Louboutin followers maybe bought into that, and make it one of the most scarce things on the app. But again, you have to like women's high heels, I guess.
I think you are right about that. I know, because these shoes are literally a celebrity shoe. There's so many celebrities that wear these shoes. So whether or not they're going to care about the NFT necessarily when they see it in their box.
But you could have bought anything from that line, I think, to get that, right? Like it could have been like a hat or something.
Yeah.
So something like a little bit cheaper entry price, but
yeah,
still
600, I think, minimum for the hat was the lowest.
Yeah.
Any comments there we're gonna pull up here?
Not really.
Should we open up?
There you go. Todd's you can get for 150-ish now. And the blue is because the blue is way more scarce, right?
Yeah.
The physical. And the new one you can pre-order now. Actually, I have 6 total. So yeah. Wow. We need to get one. I don't have any. I think that the digital is like 450 or something today. Wild.
What, Todd?
Yeah.
I wish we had the giveaway day. Remember the giveaway days at the beginning when transfers were open? I would have loved to be giving away Todds right now. That would have been so much fun.
Almo Jones selling them all.
$475.
Yeah, it was cheaper before today, so people scooped those.
Do you remember the old? Will Todd hit 10,000 or 1,000 first?
When it was at 2,000, we put that out.
I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. But with the way the market conditions are right now, probably it like most things in the app, week to week, things do continue to slide until some catalyst event comes and changes it. Because a lot of, especially those older collectibles, you had a lot of old accounts holding them. So they're like a lot of them were just like at the time they bought Todd right at the beginning, so they had so much space between what they bought it at and what it's at, and hopefully eventually it finds some new equilibrium. I don't think it's hit back to its anywhere close to its listed. Wasn't Todd over like when it first came out like pretty? It wasn't like 40, was it? Do you remember the
might have
list?
been 60,
75, I think.
75. Yeah, still a lot. There's still like a lot.
I mean, the box price.
The box price is still a lot of room. Oh, look at the next question. Good one. Look, I like this question. What will Todd hit 100 or 1,000 first? Should be the next question. I think it's a good question. We should talk about that. That'd be a good video, actually.
Yeah.
Great video idea.
I think you answered it already.
Yeah.
I still think it's a great video.
If everything stays the same, it's gonna get 100 first. If they bring something in, maybe VeVeVerse, I don't know. I think they gate it with that, or they do something else with that collection. I mean, it's not hard to go from 400 to 1,000. I think it's a little bit harder to go from 2,000 to 10,000. But
for sure.
I mean, you need to have a reason, right?
Yeah.
I think just holding the things at these points isn't enough, and that's what your video yesterday was about. Like, just holding these things for just what they are and what we've been told they are. We did the AMA with Reese. He said what they are is what they will be. Like, they have to change that stance. It has to be more than what you see, or else.
We know that all our collectibles are not built for gamification right now, right? So we know that, like, let's say you want to bring it into the VeVeVerse and use it immediately as a game. I don't know this for sure. I'm just kind of like, taking different pieces of information that we've gained along the way. I don't think they could just make it gamified immediately, but maybe Cavernous might have some kind of default games that you can kind of just bring in automatically that they have built into their system, and all collectibles that are built in it are just immediately, you can just bring them right over to those games. But I'm sure they're going to want to make some kind of custom games, right? Like a lot of the cards.
They have no choice. They have to use them as gates. Like, that's the only way they can, if they're not rigged, right?
Well,
which is fine.
Well, the way Cavernous is, I'm pretty sure it's like blocks. So once the collectible is compatible in that environment, it can just jump right into any kind of games that they already have set up. They had that PowerPoint presentation, and they've said that they definitely plan on having gamification in the VeVeVerse at some point, but we don't know what those games are. If I had to guess, probably it's going to be some of the basic metaverse games that, like you might see around at other metaverses as well. And I think like a race car game isn't completely unrealistic. Like, it's something that we should be able to do with our cars. So that'd be pretty cool. All right. Mr. Planet Profit, he says 1,000. So he's only 1,000. He will not
We've
hit
heard this
100.
before. We've heard Todd won't hit 1,000. I mean, it still will be above retail, right?
I guess
At
so.
100.
Yeah.
Would the ship be sinking if Todd hit 100?
I don't think so.
If you don't think it's like a psychological thing?
I don't know. It's tough. I don't think.
There's so many things. Like, there's
I don't
so
think-
many. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's so many mints and so many different collectibles, and they're just gonna keep upgrading what comes out, and people are gonna want that. If you're not onboarding, like if you're staying the same 200 users every year, or whatever, I don't know how many they're getting now at this point. I mean, I was thinking about it, like, when's the last time we saw a new YouTube channel come around like that wasn't somebody who's like, a lot of the new YouTubers are people who've been in the space since 2021, 2022, whatever. Like, I haven't seen anybody say, okay, I joined the app in 2023 and here's my YouTube channel on Veve. Like, that's not something that exists, unless somebody correct me if I'm wrong. We're dealing with people who all found the space around the same time. So until that changes and we start to see new people who are discussing the app and why they love it so much, obviously they haven't found that thing that appeals to people who aren't already here. So if it stays like this, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't say the sky is falling either, because the core would probably still be around, and until things change. It might be a macro thing until things change, though. Like, they're holding the ship up, and Vivi's fine at these lower mint sizes, it seems like, and they're moving along. So I don't know. I just think that's my thoughts.
So I don't think the ship is done if it hits 100. Like, I don't think it's doomsday if Todd were to hit 100. I think that it's just the continuous progression of a lot of these older collectibles, especially, which had extremely inflated market caps at one point, just coming down to that equalization, right? At some point, they gotta come back to its normal market caps. So if it hit 100, like, Vivi's still selling. I wish we had. I mean, Omi Daily Burn, I think, took down his sheet. No, at one point he had it.
Puddin' Cheeks.
He copied Puddin' Cheeks. I love Puddin' Cheeks' spreadsheet. I think Omi Daily Burn copied it, but I think it's been lost now. I went back on his X. I couldn't find it. But anyways, yeah, like, it wouldn't be. I don't think it's doomsday for Veve, but it goes back to yesterday's video. I think that it's at some point they gotta evolve. They gotta change. Just endless IP drops, because everyone in the community, like, our mindsets is flipping. Now, not everyone agrees with me. That's okay. Our good friend Takeshi here, he says that he doesn't care about utility. He is more on the collecting side. I still think that's the minority. I think a lot of people do care about utility, and I think utility can really evolve Veve into that next phase of the company. That's why the VeVeVerse, I think, is so important. They actually deliver that, and they have something more that we can do with our collectibles. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want to pitch in?
I mean,
I don't want any heat from on X. I'll let you guys take the.
I'm personally kind of the same as Takashi just said. I'm not that bothered about the utility. I brought the stuff for what I see there and then, not what could come in the future. But again, we do need a VeVeVerse to come. They have mentioned all the utility and stuff. No one would be expecting it if they hadn't mentioned it. So they kind of do need to pull through with most of that stuff, just for that sake, if anything else. But I do think once we see a VeVeVerse, we'll be all right, at least for 3 weeks. We'll see things pick up. But I'm not sure how that's going to play out, whether that's going to stay around or not. But I definitely think that's going to bring some more excitement. And I think you may get more YouTube stuff around that time, down to the VeVeVerse, and then also some of the vault builders and stuff like that. But again, they are from Veve, like you said, right? They're not new.
Yeah. Okay.
I do think that would change it a little bit.
I think if you don't believe in utility, you still kind of believe in utility, because, like, especially if you're like a flipper on the app, or if you like to buy and sell for more. I mean, there's an IP I'm sure that everybody likes on the app that might have something that's out of their price range. Disney fans, might be the partner statue. It's like 2,000, whatever it is. I don't know what it is now, but people aren't buying it because they want to pay less, because they think it'll be cheaper and it'll be a better return on their money. Otherwise, you buy it and you don't care if it goes to $50 because you love that digital collectible. I just think that mindset of, I love this, I don't care if I pay 2,000 and it goes to $50 or it goes to zero, I love it that much. I don't think that's a popular opinion.
It's like all this stuff in here. I love it all. But again, I'm not gonna, sell it that cheap or sell it too high or whatever else. I'm still gonna keep it.
That's the point. Unless you get somebody offer you something more than you want,
Yeah,
then you pay
I'm
for
not.
it. Or
I'm not stupid. If someone offers me double money for something, I'm gonna take it because I can always go and buy it again somewhere.
and if you knew it was going to go down 50%, or if you had a feeling it might be worth 50% in 2 weeks, or were you going to buy that the time you bought it? You know what I mean? You wouldn't probably. So I never bought a collectible in 40 years that I expected utility other than what I bought it for.
So it's a good point because he's a big physical comic book collector.
Yeah.
And because especially with comic books, especially if you don't want to open them, you don't read them, you don't have any utility. I still think there's something to be said that there is a difference between digital and physical collecting. At least like Bob Sills, you're saying with the Funkos go on the back there, you've decorated your room with them in a way that you can experience a feeling when you walk in there and look at the collectibles that you've gained. I think digitally with a VeVeVerse, for example, we might have that experience a little bit more. It's just, I feel like it's different. I just don't think it's a 1-for-1. It's not the same when you're buying something physical, tangible that you can hold versus something digital for strictly collecting purposes. In my opinion, I think that collectors, maybe in that metaverse environment, we love the geo referencing. We know Cavernous, by the way, we've talked to the Cavernous guys. So we know that they're about, it was Decon in 2022, November. They told me they're about 2 years out with some quality geo referencing that they can do. So you actually can hang your digital collectible, let's say in a room in your house, and you can walk in with some kind of meta glasses and see it. So that kind of utility, I think, is the baked in expectation in these collectibles right now. Yeah. And that's the kind of evolution when we get to that point. I think that you get that same feeling as a physical. You walk in and you're like, I have my room decorated in such a way. You get that feeling out of it, kind of like what we see right now in Bob Sill's background. Not the junk I got on my back.
You make a great point, though. Like those glasses. So those glasses are going to change it next year. I think it's going to change the whole space.
Yeah, but they've also got to be priced for mass adoption as well. Because they won't be the first couple of years, but then it will go kind of like the PlayStations do.
But you start to understand, like people pay attention to what Apple does, right? So even if it's something you can't afford, people pay attention to what's going on over there, and they're like aim towards that type of thing, and then it comes down to, and they meet somewhere in the middle, right? So it's something that proves the concept further. And if Veve's involved and all these other guys are involved, it's just good for them.
Just to finish off Doctor Strange's thoughts, and definitely never expected airdrop from a collectible purchase. This is all new stuff brought in by random NFT projects via OpenSea. He also says I also collect sports card and all types of collectibles. So nope, didn't get into Veve or Top Shot in 2021 looking for a free airdrop utility, whatever. And utility does come in different forms. Airdrops is one form of it. And I think NFT projects, because of the lack of the physical aspect, airdrops is almost like something that you have to do. You don't really expect it with physical because like you get something tangible with something that's not tangible, like anything digital. If you can't gamify it, like you're buying a game, you can't do these things. I think the importance of those airdrops now goes up because there's nothing else to do with them.
I don't expect that utility either. Like I don't expect airdrop utility unless they tell me I'm going to get the airdrop and I should get the airdrop. But other than that, I think it's just using it to do something. I think that's the whole point. Like, let me into a game. Let me do something because I hold this. That's how you bring in mass adoption, because people aren't going to look at this stuff if there's nothing different than the physical. Why are we going to look at this? Because I can hold it on my phone. I can have 1,000 on my phone. It's not a good enough reason. I need to be able to say, look at this thing that I have, and this is what I can do with it, because the guy over there who doesn't believe in NFT technology needs to understand what the big deal is, and then this is how it pushes it into real world. Like your house could become an NFT. You want to transfer your title, you transfer the NFT. If you want, like we had Michael K on, he's talked about attendance at schools. Like this is something that we need that technology to be understood by the masses, and the only way to do that is to let it do something for you. And because this is like the biggest niche right now using NFTs is digital collecting and even PFP pictures. Like they have to do something like Pudgy's doing now, where they're giving a gamification and all that stuff, because that's what's going to make it appeal to the masses, and people will start to understand and educate. If they don't do anything, people are just going to think scam and trying to make money off of them.
So before we move on, next question, Rich or Bob, do you guys want to say anything on that?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like the Veve and the Veve NFTs are a lot different to OpenSea NFTs. Like the OpenSea ones do nothing, whereas the Veve ones, you can put them in AR, you can show them like at family parties and stuff like that. Okay, it's not the best thing once you've done it a few times, you know, maybe it gets old, but you can read the comics, you can do all that stuff. So to me, I never collected an NFT before I got into VV, but these NFTs were so different to me at the time. I could see that taking off just on social media alone. But I'm surprised it hasn't yet, because I share pictures like that on social media with the AR stuff, and I do get questions, but I've never seen another one after me. So,
Rich, anything else? I have one more thing to say about that. Anything else, Rich?
Yeah. A lot of the stuff I bought is kind of like, well, it's like a rookie card on the blockchain, but at the same time, I kind of agree with you guys that utility is important. Like, I'm more into AR, and the AI would be a good overlay as well, like Cryptoys is doing. I'm diversified. I'm not hating on VV. I still buy on VV every month, but I do really speculate when I purchase for like selfies, like, because I think the social sharing is gonna really bring in the masses. So when I see a collectible, it's like, would that be a good picture for a group photo or video? That's like the way I invest on VV.
Yeah, and Bob, you made a great point. You guys the superstars are killing it today with great ideas right now and to talk about and great discussion. But you made a good point about what brought you into the space was VV, which had no gamification and had none of that stuff. It just had AR capable collectibles. This goes back to my video yesterday, which is that next wave. We now, years later in technology growth and change, will that still be enough to bring in the masses, or will a competitor that has more utility and on top of that AR NFT backed digital collectibles be the one getting those new users like VV was in 2020, let's say, or whenever 2021 or whenever people came in, right? The first wave, because they had the first movers advantage. That's why I'm saying that evolution might be so important. So I'm just not convinced that going into the future, that doing what they did, let's say in 2021, that they were amazing. They're the ones that brought in all the new users, not the other projects. Will they still be the ones to do it in the future? I think there's definitely going to be an important place for VV going forward. I think they will evolve. That's my point on yesterday's video. We want to see that evolution.
Well, we saw the people that VV brought in the first time and the people who left VV the first time, right? The people who came into VV the first time were for the money. The majority of that number was people who wanted to flip. People who are still here are the people who understand what that technology is. So in order to grow the core, you need to be able to advertise to the people who understand what the core is about. So utility is very important when it comes to that. Like, understand collecting in the physical sense. I buy this because it's the first. I put it in my box. I don't look at it for 30 years. I come back. I sell it for money. That's still utility. But at the end of the day, if digital doesn't separate from that, that is going to always trump. You need to have something that makes the digital important. And the digital, and Will from Cryptoys actually puts it good in a lot of interviews that he does. He says, digital can do things that physical cannot do. And we can make our toy, like the unboxing experience. You unbox a toy, you rip it. Sometimes the plastic sticks to the cardboard. It's a mess, right? It's a different experience. In this one, you open the toy, it does like a dance, it plays music, whatever. Still very, very early grassroots. There's going to be other companies that come out that do even better, immersive unboxing experiences. You might even be doing it while you're watching a film, or you might be an AR. Like Richard, I'm on the same page as you. AR is going to change the game. That's going to be the way that, for me, I think that's the way you interact with the real world, because putting a headset on and just being in that world, I don't know how mass adoptive that just in itself is. I think being able to still interact with your real world and your digital world at the same time, that's where you kind of blend the two together, and where people start to make the connection and understand what these collectibles are about. So in the sense of just them being collectibles, I think the AR is going to definitely drive that. But in terms of the technology, the underlying of NFTs and the space, utility is going to be, like I said earlier, that's going to be what people recognize. I have this Taylor Swift NFT image, and now because of that, I can watch her perform on my desk, an exclusive concert, or I can enter into a venue because I own this. Like, that's going to be the part that sticks. It's not going to be, oh, you have a digital Taylor Swift on your phone.
So this discussion does tie into Takeshi comment below. So there's always a chance VV can upgrade collectibles at rigging and animation technology is developing very quickly. So that's a good point. The technology could, like, we did interview Reese in an AMA, and he did set the expectation that, like, guys, like, just what you're buying, like, stop thinking that they're going to be something more than what you're buying right now. So just assume that what you're buying right now will be the best they have to offer. But he did say it's more practical to do a token gating option with these older collectibles. I think that the gamified rigged collectibles will come when gamification is released, and then they will start releasing collectibles that are rigged for gamification right from the onset. Just, again, this pure speculation. Like, this is just from our interview with Reese, things that he's mentioned. We know these collectibles are rigged for movement, but not gamification. So there's just a lot going on, and we don't know for sure. This is just information that we put together. But you're not wrong that technology can change and, like, maybe make a collectible that wasn't gamified rigged, make it gamified right off the bat because of how advanced the technology gets on changing them.
Yes. So just a quick one. So, sorry, you said about, I forgot what I was going to say now. Completely gone off my head because I coughed.
I'll jump in then real quick.
Yeah, go on.
So your interview that got taken down, they showed the rigging, not for gaming, but just so they can make adjustments when the client, I guess Veve or whoever, says they want to switch something. So is that rigging the same as game rigging?
No.
Okay.
But again, you don't need, like, I think token gating will be enough. If they can build a game out in, like, if the game might be its own thing where you build out a game and you have a DeLorean that's different than the DeLorean that you have, but because you have it, you can use that DeLorean. To me, I don't think it's going to be the major issue if the actual collectible isn't rigged. I think where it becomes an issue is when you're trying to do, like, SDK stuff, where you're trying to build on top of a platform. So, like, for the difference, if people are trying to understand, like, why we're bullish on the Cryptoys being fully rigged, is that in the future, Bob can be, say Bob's a huge guy who makes games. He can come grab the SDK from Cryptoys, and then he can build his own game out, and then you can use those characters in that game because you own that character. It's just built that way. So I think that's where the difference is going to come, where you can't kind of build something that anybody can use, like Roblox or like Minecraft, where you can just kind of join in. But if they do have exclusive games and whatever, like, it could still work out.
Do you think renting is going to be a for sure with Veve, or a likely?
I don't see why they wouldn't do that if the VeVeVerse is what they told us it would be, like to get into certain worlds and, like, Disney worlds or whatever, right?
So what I was going to say was, obviously Vivi's next stage is obviously the VeVeVerse, right? So that's going to be the next move forward for them to change. And then what was the other thing I was going to say? And also with the arcade game, Brian Art, were they called? Or what was their name again?
What?
That was close, right?
Oh, we don't talk about them.
Yeah, well, yeah, all right. So you can. So they did say that you can't change. So they did say you can't change the files, but you would be able to swap them out if you needed to. And then it's like with stuff in Veve before, we have seen them make changes to the NFTs. So kit did change, stuff like that did change. So I'm sure they could access them files again and make changes to make them gamified. If I'm sure they could change that, or just swap them out and you'd never know. It would just.
Yeah, and Robo had a good point here. I'm sorry, guys, I had to skip comments. We're about to close out soon. We're going to open up a few cubes from Cryptoys to end the stream, but I'll leave this as the last comment because it's true. There were Medium articles that talked about with MCP, high MCP rank or high OUP stats, you're able to actually get access to premium features and accessorizing. We know that there's interviews from Dan early on who talked about making Superman green, which is a sin. And people were like, "What? Like, you can't do that." So they're obviously thinking this way, and maybe in the VeVeVerse that capabilities will then come to fruition. So we will wait and see. So, all right, guys, we're at an hour and 20 minutes here. We do want to finish off with just a few cube openings. We just got a whole bunch of Motu cubes.
I was about to say, I've literally run out, so I'm about to cry right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't even take part.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. We're going to open just 3 here, and then we're going to close out.
Rob?
Oh, good point. Let me reshare this Stop sharing and just share it again.
This is one of the other reasons I like HRO, because of the digital pack openings.
Yeah,
because
that's cool too.
they're absolutely cracking when you see them open, which is also my fascination with these. I think Veve missed a trick there.
You know what it reminds me of is FIFA. You know that FIFA FUT or whatever, where they had the packs on the screen? That was a big YouTube thing, right? YouTubers like KSI, all those guys would unbox those packs on streams.
Yeah.
Like, it's just great for content and getting the word out there too.
And now he's fighting Tommy. Well,
yeah.
Well, if that's what we call it anyway.
All right, let's do some Motu Wave 1 there.
All right, so we're gonna open these yellow cubes here. What do you think, Rich? What do you go with first?
2.
2 it is. All right.
No one ever picks 2. It's only 1, 3.
They want to be number 1.
7.
Is
Poof still here?
Yeah, where's Poof? When Poof?
He better be pushing the button.
Push the button. All right, I got
one of one, ultra rare. Let's go, ultra grill.
I'm gonna click on the star here.
Well, that's a superstar constellation, of course.
I clicked Bob's Yellow Star up here.
We have her already.
Oh, nice.
Nice number.
It's a good mint number.
We don't have an Adam yet or a He-Man. Like, we need to get one of him. That's why we went with line 1, because we don't have him.
Yep. So good number. We're going to try again though. We're going to try
Bones,
again.
how's it going, Bones?
All right.
I think we even opened her already. No, Evelyn. I think so.
Let's see.
Or maybe not. We have her though.
No, we didn't. But we'll save that one. It's a good number.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think, Bob? I got 3.
Go for number
13, 14.
Go for 13.
13. Lucky number.
Lucky 13. Number 13.
All right.
Legend.
Good
this
juju.
Is going to be the one as well. You watch. Ultra Grail.
Let's hope for some good juju here.
I agree with you.
All right. Let's do the moon. Let's do this back moon.
It's like all planets in the back on a big planet too.
For banana.
Yeah. Where?
We have that one too. Back to back.
Based on probability, it's got to be the next one.
I think they put the box over it so that no one can say I didn't know for the unboxing, right? Like, you know how they put that box right when it opens, and it says like hold to open.
Yeah.
Because if they don't put it there and someone clicked it again, then they get a lot of complaints. I think another good number.
I had a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you think that cheaper tiers are gonna not have a weapon and only be with that one NFT?
It's a good question.
I don't know.
That's a good question. We should ask them.
There's apparently going to be like even free tiers, right? Like some things will be free at some point. So I don't know. Maybe you're right, or maybe the weapon would just be like a stick.
I know they said that like the statometer like is like gets shifted downwards for the cheaper tiers, but I was just wondering the weapon thing.
I'm not sure. I would assume that they would all be built with like the capability to hold other items, but I don't know if they'll be like able to hold a hero tier if it's a adventurer.
Well, the whole point of these tiers are going to be games at some point, so it's pretty interesting what they can do with this. I like your idea though that like on the lower tiers, they said they're going to be cheaper in price. Maybe they don't come with an item. You got to buy an item separately. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wonder how easy that is to do.
Every crypto I've opened was not on purpose. I was trying to swipe the box notification.
I bet that is a bit of a task to, if you was to individually take all the weapons off them, then switch them around characters to animate every single one with that weapon. That's a bit of a mission.
Okay, Rich.
I think Will did say that you would be able to list them both as 2 different NFTs when you got to a marketplace.
So. Right.
Wake up your daughter, Joe.
Have I lost you?
I know. If I keep going here any longer, she might wake up. Okay, what do you want to do, Rich? Which number? Let's pick a number.
1 to 13.
13. Good.
All right.
I had good vibes about number 13 on this one.
All right. Let's see if good juju's with us.
Boom.
All right. We're gonna go to like the C in the Cryptoys.
Oh, nice. That might be the lock. That might be it.
Maybe we found the button.
Man, they hate us.
That's terrible.
Sorry.
We're gonna unwrap it. We're gonna unwrap it.
Open her up.
Let's open. Very cool.
That's pretty cool unboxing, actually.
You know what would be fun? Randomly one of the commons gets transformed under when you unwrap it to like a grail or something like.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. If you unwrap it and it changes.
Oh,
become-
yeah, maybe entice people to unwrap them.
That'd be sick. That'd be cool. Okay,
That's a
guys.
nice idea, actually.
Well,
It'd make you open them.
yeah, it'd force you to open them. We definitely appreciate both you guys for coming on. Superstar Bob, as always, thanks for joining us. It looks like you've become a weekly attender, joining us each time. So thank you so much. And then Rich, thank you so much for coming on. F.A. Rich, the chat was going off when you finally showed up. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of you going forward. This could be the beginning of new things, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about evolution. It's the evolution of Rich coming onto stream, showing his face on YouTube now, joining the fam. So thank you so much for coming. And of course, now that you're here in person, thank you so much for your support of us over all this time. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, Bob, as well. Thank you both so much.
It was nice to meet you as well, Mine.
Yeah.
Okay, and guys, if you haven't already, don't forget, become a superstar, smash the subscribe button, join the Superstar fam, and hit the bell notification button to get every single video every single day. And also, guys, you can become a VIP, $2.99 a month, star beside your name, access to spreadsheets and giveaways, and as much utility as possible with the Superstar Utility Program, giving away every month. We cannot wait to give away some more stuff this month as well. Guys, thank you all so much. We appreciate your support. Take care, and we'll see you.